Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is a beautiful Monday morning here in Austin, Texas. This is day 1476 of the 3+ Minutes of Planks Challenge. And as always, I am filled with gratitude. Thoughts on my mind this morning. I had a very amazing conversation yesterday with my brothers. I always talk about this every first Sunday of the month. We try to have a sit-down talk where we're just kind of talking about what's going on in our lives and things of the sort. And had one of those conversations. I'm always weird about getting into those conversations because a couple of things. I'm a man of faith, and ultimately the idea for me is to follow the lead of whatever God has for me. And I got to tell you, there's a lot of times that I never understand why God puts me in certain places. Now, it's an interesting thing when you can say, I don't know what I'm doing, but I know God is leading me in that direction, so I'm taking it. And when you don't understand it, the biggest issue with that is sometimes you don't know how to explain it to someone else for them to understand it. And so sometimes these conversations are a lot about that. Whether you are a person of faith or not, or if you're spiritual or not, there's a sense of who you want to be that others may not understand. And sometimes it's tough when it's with family. It's toughest with people that you love dearly. I talked about my brother Ed talking to me about reading the 13 books of Paul. And I talked about this and saying I'd read it. In some ways, in reading it, I didn't understand the full capacity of what it was saying. But something that I realized was, even though I didn't understand it, I was living it out by the experiences that I was having and the things of the sort. Something I told my brothers yesterday, and I've been thinking it for a while and may have talked about it to a degree, but when I said it yesterday, it was really, really impactful. The real truth of the matter is I don't care much. I don't care much about money. Now, I know money makes the world go round in some capacity. You need it to survive, to buy, to sustain, and things of the sort. But for the first time in my life, I don't really care about money. Now, yes, I want things for my daughter. I want things for myself. But I don't operate in the same fears that I used to when I was younger. When I was a kid, I lived in scarcity. That's just how we grew up. Yet all three of us brothers under our moms did pretty well for ourselves. But I'll tell you, at the best I did financially was the worst I felt in life. I realized for me, life was so much more about money, about chasing things, and just being. I realized that I found more peace, more joy in following the path of the Lord, where I couldn't control it and I didn't know how to go by it, and I could just be honest and hold myself accountable. Now, that doesn't mean that I don't have to do work, and it doesn't mean that I don't have to figure things out. But it gives me a clarity that I haven't had in years. And it took me nearly 50 years to get there. And I'm not gonna let anyone or anything to allow me to get away from that. Anyway, that's my thoughts for the day. As always, be blessed today and every day. Thank you for listening. Peace.